everyone, and today we're going to talk about but the next segment of this natural hair series is we're going to talk about the difference between washing your hair with hot water. Now, I did make some notes because I really want to make sure I incorporate a lot of information into this. So I have my notepad where I wrote some things down, and I also have some on my notes on my phone that I took, just randomly thinking, so I can make sure I answer all of you guys' questions. Okay. So I wanted the first one, and the reason why I'm doing this one is because someone actually did ask me this on my Snapchat, because they saw me one day, I was like maybe a couple weeks ago, whatever, or either on my Instagram was one of them, but they inquired about the difference between washing your hair with hot or cold water. So I said, well, let me gather some information for you guys and make sure I don't want to just put things out there that's not true. So I did that, and now I'm bringing this video to you guys. So one thing people don't think about when they wash your hair is you honestly don't think about the temperature of your hair, the temperature of the water. Believe it or not, if you wash your hair with hot water, it's just like putting a blow dryer or a flat iron to your hair without any type of heat protection. It's gonna burn your hair, believe it or not. Not only your hair, it will burn your scalp, and it will just seize your scalp from doing what it naturally needs to do. So what I'm going to give you guys is I'm going to give you the pros and the cons for both washing your hair with cold and hot water, and then at the end I will give you my final recommendations that I feel like that I personally use that will work for you. And again, if you've already been using a certain technique or however you use it, continue to do that, but these are just my recommendations. Now, the first pro that we will say is hot water it rinses away dirt as well as oils. The hot water and the steam opens up your pores, and it gives you a great exfoliator, meaning it removes those oils from your skin. Overall, the hot water, not hot water, but just warm water might be beneficial with washing your hair, okay? But if you have very oily, like if you have really, really oily scalp, warm water will help, okay? Now, the con to that is it may result in, overly porous hair, meaning like what we just mentioned, when you consistently wash it with just plain old good old hot water, it opens up your pores as well as your hair, your cuticles and your strap as well, and it causes you to, it leaves your hair very poor, like dry and brittle. And if you've ever washed your hair and then after you wash your shampoo, conditioner, everything, and your hair still feel greedy or like feels like a Brillo pad, that's that porosely, that's that nasty feeling that you're feeling. So another con is hot water causes frizz. Believe it or not, it causes frizz. So if you ever notice, like if you get in a shower with your hair tied up and maybe some of your hair is out, and you actually look at a section of the twist and it's like frizzy, that's what it does. Heat causes frizz. Hot water is no exception, okay? And that's why I said hot water and heat is somewhat the same. It's going to do the exact same thing to your hair if you don't protect it. So now we're going to just jump right into the cold water, okay? Now, the pros for the cold water is cold water seals in moisture. It's just like when you wash your face. You wash your face with hot water, you get all that dirt out your pores is open. Then you wash your hair with cold water because you want to close your pores. So once you apply your moisturizer or any serums or anything you apply to your face, you don't want it to drip down in your pores. You want it to kind of just sit and marinate and do its job. It is the same way with your hair, okay? Cold water does the exact same thing to your hair. It seals it, okay? The next thing is we're going to jump right into another pro. Cold water increases shine. So I prefer when I do any type of conditioning, whether it's a deep conditioner or if I'm just co-washing or I'm just doing a conditioner rinse, I always rinse with cold water. My best friend, I can see the shine in my hair even before I apply any product. It does increase shine to your hair. Now, what I will say as a con, very first one, is cold water does flatten your hair. Now, if you are a person with thin natural hair, I don't recommend it being cold. I recommend it being maybe like a lukewarm, maybe just a little, like you can feel the cold, but you also can feel the hot. That's what I recommend, because if you have thin hair, you don't want to flatten it out, okay? Now, if you are a young lady with thick hair and sometimes it's very poofy and volumized and you don't want it that much, you know, it's a con, but it'll be a pro for you. Okay. It does tend to flatten out your hair. Now, those are the pros and cons that I have for both. Now I'm going to put them together and I'm going to give you guys a better idea on what do you do. So you're like, okay, well, if you do this, do this. So here you go. So if you want to use both, if you want to use one or the other, I recommend you combine them together. So what I would recommend is when you're cleansing or conditioning and detangling your hair, do it with warm water, not scorching hot. So not that water that you like to feel in your back, nice and hot. So if you are a person that washes your hair in the shower, I recommend you putting your hair up and put a shower cap on, go ahead and get your wash on, and then once you've washed, your pores are relaxed and toned, you can get to a point where you can take the different temperatures of water, and I would recommend you turning the water down to a little bit warmer, and then you wash your hair. Okay, then when you're ready to rinse out the conditioner, okay, I recommend you turning it down to cool water. Now, if your body, you just don't like to feel the cold water, I always recommend that if you like have a shower tub, put your hair under the tub and rinse it out with cold water, or you can always do it over the sink. And I found these things to work. Okay, I personally do I used to do the same thing with the hot water. I used to wash my hair with straight hot water and rinse out my conditioner, and I could feel it in the beginning. So once I started looking into the world of natural hair, I realized that was damaging my hair. Even though I was still maintaining the products and doing the maintenance I need to, I was still hurting my hair. So what I recommend to you guys is, me personally, is when I do any deep conditioner, cold washing, or just a conditioner rinse out, I always rinse it out with cold water. When you're shampooing, you can use hot water, but just make it warm. Don't make it it's scorching hot or anything like that. And what I would recommend is make sure it's directly going on the scalp area and you're not directly on the hair, meaning the ends and the ends of your hair. Make sure you're focusing that water mostly on the roots of your hair. That would just definitely help with burning your ends, or especially if there's split or anything like that. That would definitely help with that. Okay, now if you found everything that I've included in this video with you guys helpful, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button so you guys can stay up to date with this. If you have any questions, or if I didn't specifically answer something for you, definitely leave a comment in the comment box. I will get back to you as soon as possible. And again, if you enjoyed this series, don't forget, I'll be back every Tuesday with something here. This week you guys are getting lucky because y'all are going to get 2 videos. So I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch me. And again, I'll see you in my next video. Peace.